What is going on, YouTube? Pass the prop back here again, ready to cash with you guys on this Wednesday show. You guys know we come here early. We got, 6 games in that early slate. Then I think it's like 9 in the late games. So, awesome. It is absolutely split up perfectly, ready to roll. Stu, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Been a good week so far in the MLB streets for me. It's pretty much been my highest volume start to the week. Like all year in MLB, I've had back-to-back 4-play slate. So definitely been feeling good with back-to-back profitable days there, hoping to keep that going on today's show. And like you said, obviously we got a lot of early game action. We got some good late game action. It's honestly a pretty balanced slate. I think we got a lot of good stuff. So ready to dive back in, get those plays in. And yeah, for all those people that join us early in the morning, we appreciate it. We know not everyone can be up here at 10 a.m. So if you've got questions, if you're here with us in the live chat, you can drop them now. If you're here later, you can still drop them down below. We'll be monitored in the comments until pretty much the slate starts at 7 p.m. tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get my baseball rant over with in these first couple minutes. Not many people in here, so I can obviously get that rolling here right now. But got about 5 of you guys in here in the first couple minutes. The fact that Jared Jones can go out and absolutely nuke the Dodgers yesterday after getting pieced by the worst offense in baseball in the Detroit Tigers, bro. How do you just not love baseball, man? Like, it is so unpredictable. I want to put that out there because I'm so pumped with how well we've been doing in terms of units and profit and all that, because that shit happens all the time, bro. Like, that happens way too much. You can't bet a favorite just to bet a favorite and throw in a money line parlay like it's nothing. Because you got the NL Cy Young guy probably in first place right now and Tyler Glass now on the bump against Jones, who just came off of 2 starts where he's been dog shit. And now he decides he's going to spin a shutout there for 6 or 7 innings. Crazy. Just absolutely nuts. That just popped into my head yesterday when I'm literally watching the Dodgers just get mowed down. And they were awful with runners in scoring position. But it's baseball. It's like, that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was watching the beginning of that game. I was telling you before, I've been live betting more. I actually did live bet the Dodgers in that one. So that one did not go according to plan, just because, like you said, a couple runners early. I was like, okay, Jones is cooking, but we've seen the wheels fall off, especially with younger guys later in the games. But like you said, absolutely mowed. And now we got Skeens on the mound again today, back-to-back young, pretty much up-and-coming stars for the Pirates. Not something they've been able to say really since the Garrett Cole days. So definitely exciting for them. And I don't know, you think they can do it 2 days in a row? Because for me, that always gets a little tougher when you just see one ace mow down one of the best teams in the league. I know people are betting on Skeens today, but man, it's hard going against the Dodgers like that 2 days in a row for me at least.
Yeah, I mean, after the top 5, man, it falls off a cliff without Muncy in there, dude. Like, it after Teoscar, it's like, holy shit, the rest of his lineup was kind of shit. Like, Chris Taylor being in the MLB batting $1, like, he's batting 100, bro.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, you can't find anybody? You're the Dodgers, bro. Like, go buy it, dude. Like, for real. Like, it's crazy, man. Crazy. So, obviously, that is one thing that I want to talk about there. We can recap. It is probably the shittiest recap ever, honestly, because I think we won like 1 cent. I'll put the 2 L's out there first. JD Martinez got 1 hit. Scooball, dude, I sent that picture in there, bro. I don't know if you saw that picture of that ball right down the fucking middle that he called the ball. That cost us this fucking bet. That cost me like $400, right? That was my last leg in like a 5-legger of all my out props, and Scooball was my favorite. And fuck, dude, just crazy. I didn't send it. Obviously, most of you guys probably have no clue what I'm talking about. But Stu knows. I sent that group chat a picture of a ball call with 2 strikes, dude. It literally cut the plate in half on a changeup. Would have cashed just that one. Abbott did get there. I was nervous, man. He was just mowing on K's, man, getting like 9-10 pitch at bats. I'm like, dude, just throw it down the middle. These guys suck. Like, let them pop it up. And I'm like, damn, dude, that one got a little nervy there, but he ended up finishing 6th, so good for you.
Yeah, it was nerve wracking for sure. Obviously, having you and me were kind of against each other. That never really feels good for me. Obviously, knowing how good you are in this game as well. I know we weren't on the same thing right there, but after that start, like you said, the K's, a lot of guys getting on base. I mean, it was a tough watch. But Abbott, he locked in. Got back to what he does normally in those later innings, where it was inducing more soft contact stuff like that, and got through a plus money. Definitely happy to catch that one.
Yes, sir. And probably I wouldn't say sweat free because Ryan Nelson really wanted that win. Yeah, well, still found a way to blow it. Still found a way to blow it against the Giants there. Gausman, again, awful. Got rocked. Guess what? Boy still gets 18 outs. That's how you know when a guy's got like his C- stuff and still finds a way. That's when you know he's an ace of a staff or finds a way to be like in the league for a very long time because a lot of starters would have been out of that game real quick after that third inning, giving up like 2 or 3 bombs. But mind you, the Orioles are cooking right now. The Orioles just put up a 10-piece last night after putting up 8 on Gausman or 10 on Gausman the night before. Like, wild, man. So watch out, man. These guys are rolling, and that's a tough team that you really don't want to get in front of right now is that Orioles team.
Yeah, no, this one was fun. Obviously, even like that's what we tried to do here. Even like make bets that guys can still cash on their worst day. You know what I mean? That's like kind of the whole goal. So obviously, even with it being sweaty, I remember Nelson, the homer against him, cashed my hits allowed and the no win at the same exact time. That was a blessing. Because that was a little scarier than anticipated, obviously. But yeah, gotta love the plus 120 right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I think with the plus 120 and the plus 105, yours was even. I think it was 0.3 because mine was minus 122. We ended up moving up 0.3. So instead of 13.2, it's 14.23 there. And we head into today's slates too. Anything you guys want to talk or anything you want to talk about here on this slate as we move forward into, like I said, an absolutely loaded card?
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's a lot of good stuff. Obviously, Skeens versus the Dodgers, I already mentioned, is I think going to be, I don't want to say must-watch TV, but obviously good for ratings for sure. I think the first one that jumped off to me is, you mentioned, the Orioles are freaking cooking right now. Barrios has been great at home, but I mean, the lines in that one are very interesting with Orioles at plus money, obviously. Some interesting batter props in that one. For me, it's just kind of like, can that offense keep crushing it? Can Barrios keep crushing himself? I thought that was going to be a very interesting one, especially obviously Blue Jays trying to fight off that sweep in that game. So I think there's a lot of good stuff, but I'll probably be tapped into that Orioles Blue Jays game once again tonight.
Beautiful, beautiful. There's a lot that I like on this slate. There, I don't even know if I want to like cut this game, cut these in half. Like in terms of slates, I'm excited to watch Brady Singer on the road against Cleveland. I think I want to see that one. It's a very boring game, but I do want to watch Singer throw on the road in a tough spot. Like,
yeah,
a lot of these times with these guys, I have very tough time believing them. But Singer's been pretty good, but most of his stuff has been at home. So. I like that one. I also do want to watch. I want to see if Rodon, and he's the hit or miss guy. He's had really good starts so far this year, but the Twins have been good against lefties, and they've been dog shit against righties. So I'm curious here to see how we can do if we can find a spot to actually fade Rodon in this spot.
Yeah, Rodon scares me. I already saw some people betting on him earlier today, and like like you mentioned, obviously, like he can have those really good starts, but he can also have some of those blowout starts, and I feel like that comes with the power sometimes, right? You leave a couple balls hanging, and the Twins obviously don't bat for average, but they can hit the ball very far. That's kind of the one thing that they can do. So I don't know. I agree. That'll be an interesting one. Obviously, Yankees on fire on the offensive side of the ball over these, last month or so. So they've been pretty must-watch TV, throughout this whole run they've been on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we got a great variety, right? I mean, we have games with 9 totals. We got, obviously, I don't count Coors, but even in the first game today, 10 total in the Boston game, right? Pivetta versus Atlanta. I mean, I had to bench Pivetta in fantasy this week, which I don't like doing, but man, dude, there's some big totals. A lot of close spreads, minus 110 in that game, minus 130 in the Reds, minus 120 in the Diamondbacks, right? I mean, it's a pretty loaded slate, and I'm excited to talk about it here. So I'll kick it over to you, Stu. First play of the day. I think we're only going to have two. Maybe I'll drop a third, maybe, depending on how I'm feeling. Depending on how many of you guys are in here liking the video, maybe I'll drop a second one. I'm on the fence if I'm going to drop it yet. So I'll kick it over to you.
Sounds good. We're going to something pretty reliable. We're going Mets first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 115. And it's not reliable because of the Mets side. It is reliable because of the pitcher on the other side. And that is Mr. Patrick Corbin, someone that, I think it should be a holiday every time he's out on the bump. I think National Patrick Corbin Day should be gaining more attention than it is, because it's insane how consistent this has been over these last couple seasons. And when we talked about it last week when I was fading Patrick Corbin on the show, for me, it's kind of all about prices. Like, what's the best price I can get? And I like the BB to get a win against them, right, in that situation. In this game, I think there might be a little bit more offense on both sides. Washington has Abrams back. They have Lane Thomas back, who's actually learned how to hit since going on the IR, which is a good development as someone that is a fan of him and likes to use the lane train meme, right? I can't use that meme when you're hitting 119. So it's good to see him back. It's good to see the lineup looking a little bit better. The point being, I don't think the win on the other side at the plus money is as good a play right here, because I think we might see a little bit more offense in this one. But obviously Corbin coming in over in 4 of his last 5. When you even look at the Mets too, even before we talk about Corbin, right, this is a team that they've been crushing lefties, right? Second in OPS over the last 14 days, third in WRC plus over the last month. When you look at the top of the lineup, whether it's like a Lindor, Alonso, or Martinez, these are all guys that do crush those lefties. We talked about JD earlier in the week. Someone I would not be surprised if he went deep, obviously, and even getting some surprising offense out of guys like Marte last game, out of Bader, who went deep against Hurst on kind of a hanging changeup yesterday. They got some guys cooking right now, and for me, it's kind of the ultimate, like, let's go back to fading a guy that we know is one of the worst pitchers in the league. And it was interesting. I did see some people on the first 7 at over 3.5, which I don't hate. I because Corbin does tend to go into the 6, because like we talked about last show, it's an innings eater role. Like, they're not expecting a good performance out of Corbin when he goes out there. So I can see wanting to kind of go on the over. But my worry would be that Washington does have all their good bullpen guys healthy and unused right now. They actually haven't had to use Finnegan or Harvey or Floro in any of these games, which means they're going to be coming out swinging like pretty much in the 7th. They use Harvey to face the center of the order, really, no matter where it is. So, like, if Alonso and those guys come up in the 7th, it's going to be Hunter Harvey, So for me, like, I don't want to pay an extra run when we actually might be facing significantly better pitchers than Patrick Corbin. For me, it's really only when I want to get the B side of the Nationals bullpen do I include other things outside of the first 5. The problem is they just used all the B side the last 2 days. So even if they wanted to, they're kind of in a position where they got to get some of their guys some work, right? I haven't even seen Harvey since the Braves series early on. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got to some of those, good arms a little bit earlier in the 7th right there, which is why I went to the first 5 over, kind of a little bit of a more unique market. And honestly, I don't know about you, I've never played a first 3 before, but at plus money, 2 runs in the first 3 innings, I'm not going to bet that, but I did think it was pretty funny. It was the most tempted I've ever been to even look into that market, just because of how bad Patrick Corbin's been. So we got the bad pitcher on the mound. We got the good recent form from the Mets. For me, this was a significantly easy click, right, on this number. It's been so good to us. Like I said, normally go a little creative to no win, some other markets, but I like the price on this one. I pretty much would play this anything under minus 140.
Very nice. Very nice. And I think what you said about him being it's almost like a holiday, I think it is funny, because it's pretty rough, man. Like, this dude has been so bad, and I'm gonna be on him too. I'm gonna be taking, I think Michaelis is damn near close to the same thing, right, for a hits allowed guy. So I will be talking about Miles Michaelis, Patrick Corbin, both who allows 5 hits on DraftKings at minus 130. Dude, I thought this would be minus 170. Like, for real, like, where are we getting these numbers, right? I mean, I'm looking at Patrick Corbin only minus 280 to give up 5 hits? Like, really? How is that like not minus 500? Like, this dude is getting smacked 320 or above against both sides of the plate. Not to, I mean, obviously he's got a way better matchup than Michaelis, because Michaelis is going into Houston and having to face this team. Yes, I know Kyle Tucker is injured, but he possibly could come back today. It was a day-to-day with the shin after foul went off his leg. So that's obviously a big hurt there. But, I mean, Marcio Dibon is literally the perfect guy that you want for hits. The dude does nothing to hit for power, does not strike out, just slaps the ball. I'm like, I'll take a little rink-dink single over right field, like right in that spot, because, mind you, I've probably gotten burned on that more than anyone when I had a who did I have? I had a bet on, I think it was somebody against the Yankees. I don't remember who it was. And first pitch of the game, Anthony Volpe throws his bat, finishes it, almost throws the bat out of his hand. 62-mile-an-hour hit over the shortstop, right? Like, that's all you need, right? And especially when you're loaded with Alvarez finally getting hot now as well. I think Michaelis gets kind of shelled here, but the dude eats up innings. So I can't even take the under outs because I want to do that. I think he gets hit hard, but the amount of short innings that both of these guys can have, because against Corbin, everybody up there knows this is a day that you pad your stats. So you're going up there like first 2 pitches, taking hacks, keep that pitch count down for him so he can go deeper into these games. But giving up so much hard contact here, the percentage is, if you want to look at a Savant page with all blue, pop up Patrick Corbin, my friend. So I really like this spot. I think minus 130 is pretty generous, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I love this play. As soon as you showed this to me right before, I mean, absolutely tailing, because it's what we always talk about. Like, Patrick Corbin could have his best outing of the year and go over this number, right? Like, a 7-inning, like 5 hits allowed, 1 earned run would be Corbin's best start of the year, right? And that would still cash this ticket, because like you said, even when Corbin is at his best, and even when both of these guys are at their best, they're still inducing contact, especially Michaelis, right? A guy that, I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, he's almost the GOAT of the hits allowed category, because even in some of his best starts, there's still the teams rack up the hits, because that's what these guys are. Neither of these pitchers are K guys, right? And like you said, the baseball savant, bottom 10th percentile in K, X batting average, X slug, and all that stuff is what shows it, right? Beyond just the eye test. So this is pretty insane that this is minus 130. I mean, I would expect this number for 2 kind of like mid-tier pitchers, honestly, at minus 130 for 5 hits allowed. So definitely getting, I mean, I would say if you gave me like 2 guys in the league, right, 2 pitchers to have like a hits allowed parlay, these are probably 2 of the first guys that are even coming to my mind. So at 130, love this play. Definitely riding with you.
Perfect. Happy to be on the same side there. Let's I don't know, maybe I should drop another one in here because we got a couple of you guys in there. Yeah, maybe. Let's do you got long shots too? I'll just put it at that first before we go.
I have a single long shot, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's do our recap here first. We'll get some long shots in there for you guys today. I think I'm gonna find an interesting one here.
All right, sounds good. I mean, I'm on Mets first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 115 over on DraftKings.
And I'll be rolling with Patrick Corbin, Miles Michaelis, 5-hit parlay over on DraftKings for minus 130. Stu, what do you got for us here, man? I know we're very early in the morning. Usually we don't have long shots, but it sounds like both of us are going to be cooking something up here. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I couldn't resist Adley Rutschman to hit a homer at plus 600. That's really what did it for me. Plus 400, whatever, that's normal. Plus 600, 2 bombs against Berrios in the last outing. You're looking, Berrios cooks at home. And if you look at Adley's stats, like 12 for 19 against Berrios, like something absolutely out of this world. And you go, okay, how is it this year? You go back, okay, Berrios, whoa, only 2 runs allowed, 7 innings against the Orioles. That's a good start right there. Who scored both those 2 runs? They were both Adley bombs, and he was coming into that game already 10 for 15, something like that, 9 for 15 against Berrios. So coming in with all the recent form, Berrios still mowed in that game and got around everyone pretty much except Adley, who took him absolutely deep. I mean, come on. This team's raking right now. Adley's raking right now. Obviously, for me, he's never like a power first guy just because he can do everything. He can walk. You know what I mean? He can get on base. He's not like a super power forward guy like a Mountcastle who's swinging for the fences all the time. But for me, the good recent history combined with like the plus 600 price tag was definitely enough for me to pull the trigger on this one. And I do like his like hits, runs, RBIs at minus 120. I think that's a good play. I probably have that like a half unit, I think, at some point later today. But yeah, definitely like Adley today. And this offense has been fun. Earlier when these two teams played, the Orioles were, kind of middle of the pack to like bottom 15 in a lot of offensive categories. They were going through a rough stretch, that like month period or couple week period, but they're back and they're swinging the hell out of the ball right now. They got young guys up. And I think that's going to be a fun game tonight. I obviously talked about it a little bit off the top, but definitely like Adley to hit homer as my long shot at plus 600 today.
All right, Stu, I'm cooking here. I think we're gonna go a little crazy today, because some of these odds just don't make sense to me at all. Let me pull. I gotta type up 2 because I'm doing 2 on this number. 1,500 plus 1,500. Jesus Christ! All right, I'm gonna be a little selfish here and play both of these for. I'm gonna play it for what's 1,500? Oh, damn it, dude! I gotta do some math now, bro. I don't want to do that.
Early in the morning.
All right, we'll do 0.3, so it makes it 4.5 units if it hits. So I'm gonna be rolling daily strikeout leader today.
Okay.
I am looking at each one of these guys at the top of the board. I can poke holes in every single one of them. Every single one of them, right? We look at who these guys are facing. Like Dylan Cease, yes, I think he deserves to be plus 550. I think he deserves to be the top guy, right? But I ain't betting plus 550 in this spot against the Angels at home, right? Do I think you can go out and mow them? Yes, I do. But all right, number 2, we cashed in on Paul Skeens at 12-1. Now you're giving me 7.5 to 1 against arguably the best offense in baseball. Fuck no. We ain't playing no Paul Skeens today against the Dodgers. No chance. Aaron Nola's going to go up against my Brewers, who are number 2 in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. Really? We're gonna think Nola's going to rock him. No. They didn't even let Wheeler get that high up. Wheeler didn't even hit his regular K prop against these guys. Logan Gilbert, I get it, faces the A's, but he has not been that great this year in terms of swings and misses. We saw George Kirby light him up yesterday. But he got out of that game early. I don't know if you watched that there. So then you go to Rodon. Just talked about Twins are better against left-handed pitching. Yes, he probably is a guy that you want to take if you want to go up for that big upside spot. Sure. Pavetta's facing the Braves. Now we're getting to the fun numbers. 15, 16-1. Blanco, bro. Ronel Blanco, 24% K rate so far this year. In this matchup against the Cardinals, who have a 27% K rate versus righties. Yes, I know Nolan Gorman's hot. Yes, I know Alec Burleson's hot. I had a 2-man stack last night of the Cardinals. Had both of them in there in DFS. They both went yaya. I had a nice night. But Blanco hasn't thrown in how long, bro? The dude got kicked out of the game for cheating. So, boy hasn't thrown that much. I think he comes out here pretty long leash. I think the rest of this lineup is ass, right? The bottom of this lineup is so garbage. You're still seeing swings and misses from the top of this lineup still. Like, I like Mason Wynn as a prospect. Do I think he should be batting towards the top of the order? No. Nick Ciani? No. Like, there's some bad players at the bottom of this lineup, especially for a team like the Cardinals with the pedigree they usually have. So I like that. 15-1, has a 24% K rate. Braxton Garrett, we've already seen the upside of Braxton Garrett. The dude just had what? What do you have, 12 Ks? In that one game, he threw like a 7-inning shutout out there, dude. The dude was nice. What I really like, only a 21% K rate, but a 3% walk rate. Dude, this guy was 12 and 14% 3 years ago.
Yep.
This guy is able to get those pitch counts a lot higher. He's got an expected ERA a full run lower. And I love fading these boys against lefties. The Rays have a 27% K rate against lefties. They're in Miami, so this dude can be a little bit more get right after him, right? You got a little bit more room to work out there in the outfield, dude. Jose Siri, if he doesn't hit a bomb, that's a K, right? I mean, you can go down this list, man. This lineup's got some swings and misses in it. Obviously, when you have Rosario, Yandy, those dudes in there, makes it a little bit tougher. And I think that's why his number's only 5.5. But when you have an outing like that, you show that you have an upside like that. You have a swing and miss like that. When you have whiff rates pushing 30% on multiple pitches, right? I want him to use the sinker a little bit less. But when you have a slider like that with that swing and miss, you got a changeup like that, cutter. I think we're gonna have a big night. One of those two is gonna be the leader. I'm telling you right now. These are my two guys right here.
Yeah, I like it. I like going outside the top 10. And obviously, it's what you said last time when you hit Skeens on the show, right? Of when it was 10-1 a couple weeks ago, right? When you were talking about picking holes at the top, at the guys at the top, like just a guy justified being 550 against, 15 other pitches, like ever. You know what I mean? No matter how good the matchup is. The one thing I wanted to ask you, what's the Logan Gilbert price on that? When you were going through, I was curious because like that
9.5.
9, yeah. If he was a little better, I might have played him as well. But man, athletic, that's what worries me on that one. Just like the athletics, and I think 13 straight right-handers are like 6 Ks in a row, something like that. So not even the ceiling that I'm worried about, the floor. Having that super high floor always scares me. But definitely like these looks. Blanco, obviously, hopefully we can cheat under the radar a little bit now, buddy. I don't care what you're doing out there. Let's just not get caught today. You know what I mean? Let's play it a little safer.
Yeah, and mind you, I don't care if Braxton Garrett goes out there and gives up 9 runs in the first inning and Blanco gets there. I don't give a shit. I'm making big boy money on that. But what I'm saying is they have like a special here on FanDuel that tells you like odds of something happening today, right? And you just mentioned 6 strikeouts or whatever for Gilbert there. They have it at plus 102 for somebody to have 10 Ks. Right? So if you're going to give me those types of odds, do I think Logan Gilbert's going out there and striking out 10 dudes? Like, very low possibility for me. Like, yeah. But these two guys have shown me they have the ability to have a pop-off game. And that's what we're looking for. Dude, they could be out in the first inning, but I'm losing half a unit. Right? You're making 4.5 units if Blanco gets there. I don't even want to do the math on the other one. I'm not even going to try that. I know it's like 4 something. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need guys with very high variance, and you're paying for the cease consistency on his swing and miss, right? That's why you're paying those. We're now seeing Paul Skeens at 7.5. That's why you bet these guys at these numbers, because I cashed in Skeens when you would have had to play 4-1 on Dylan Cease at the time that he threw that same day, right? So these guys, again, you see Skeens go there. Now he's down to 7.5 against the best team in baseball, dude. Like, these are the times to bet them when they're in the double digits. You can't be betting them at the low numbers. Like, what fun is that? He had a 14 strikeout game, but I only cashed, 2 units? Oh, yeah. Like, we ain't out here for that. Let's catch a big boy.
Yeah. Plus, if you like Cease, just go bet his case at that point. Don't be in competition with 40 other guys because, you could get got, right? And Garrett has a couple of those 10K games, same with Blanco. So definitely love the look, love attacking the variance. And, hey, we love the plus money as well. It's been good to us this year.
All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit off the rails here since we still got 70 guys in here, kind of crazy. 7 people in here still from the show, obviously doing our early one. We usually get all you guys popping in before the show. Before the slate starts. All right. I'm on these. I'm digging down the rabbit hole with this daily special thing that they have there. And I looked at their, like I said, plus 102 for a guy to have 10 Ks. Who are we going to call for a double dong today, bro? Because FanDuel's giving us minus 850 for someone today to have 2 homers. Who are you picking? If they're going to say minus 850 for someone along this whole slate to have 2 homers, who's it going to be?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at their daily specials, 15 games. Any player to have 2 homers. They don't even give you an option of no, which again,
I was going to say.
That's stupid, but
wow.
Pull it up. I'm right here. So daily special, any player to hit a home run in the first inning is minus 4,000. Anybody to record three stolen bases. Any person to hit 2 homers is minus 850.
God. Oh my God, those are terrible odds. But yeah, you're right. I mean, is it a cop out to just say like Aaron Judge? Like that's got to be the guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, against Paddock, a guy who struggles against righties. I just thought that number was so crazy that I don't think I've ever seen that. But like, Aaron, guess what? Before we head out, what do you think Aaron Judge's home run odds are for today?
For one, like 185.
170 drafting.
Okay.
Fuck.
So what are even the two home run odds then? I don't even know what that would be.
Aaron Judge 2 homers is plus 1,200.
Yeah. Oof. I mean, not a great price either, but I don't know. I bet 2 home runs. I bet J-Ram against Corbin earlier this year at like 70-1 or something like that. You know, and I think that's worth like a couple bucks. But wow, minus 850 and no is insane. Like that's anything that doesn't have a no, you probably shouldn't be betting that much in general because they can kind of do stuff like that. But wow. Yeah, that's I don't know. You're right. Someone's doing it. It's always a random guy. That's the problem. Like Judge is the obvious guy we point to, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's Pete Alonso against Corbin, the polar bear. Who knows?
Yeah, I think if I had to pick one, I think I might go to Royce Lewis, honestly. But they don't even offer his 2 home runs on DraftKings because they're smart because he's going yard twice today after hitting a nuke in his first game back after a month. I'm telling you, 2 homers. Be my guy there. So you got anything for the people? Got 10 people still here with us. 30 minutes in, obviously. Only 2 plays total. A couple long shots in there. What do you got for?
Yeah, make sure you're following over on Twitter if you want to see more plays. I'll be on VSiN later today at 4 p.m. as well, talking NBA playoffs and then maybe a little bit of MLB. But I mean, I don't know. It's most of the stuff is going on early, so we'll see. But mostly NBA playoff stuff. Excited to talk about that. Haven't really done so very much yet. Game ones are always tough, get figuring stuff out, but super excited for that. Got some good action today. So if you enjoyed the video, hopefully you guys leave a like, join us back here on Friday. We're every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, free picks. It's been going pretty well so far. Like I said, more free on Twitter later today. So if you want to keep up with everything, make sure you're following over there.
Yes, sir. We'll be back Friday for our round again. We're going to have another 15 games to talk about there. We love these full day slates where you can get everything kind of split up in your day. So full day of action. If you guys could hit that like button on your way out, we'll be back, like I said, Friday. Best of luck on all your bets tonight. Huge slate. And let's make some money. So coming at you guys, ton of action here today. Again, any questions, drop them in the comments, and we will see you on Friday.